Among a million stars, we'll wish up there is ours. Maybe this time it all comes true. I was on my own until that day you came into my world, and it changed everything. Now I'm not alone, and I can see a brand new path appearing before my eyes, but I can't reach it alone. I need someone to show me the sky, and a voice on the wind tells me that maybe you could lead the way. Among a million stars, I'll wish out there is ours. Maybe this time it all comes true. Whatever comes our way, we'll face it unafraid, and take this world on together.
Welcome to Crystalline. So I imagine a lot of you are saying, about time. So I covered a lot of stuff while this was in early access, but it has been formally released, so all the content is in there, including the intro that you just saw. So that means we now have to do the minigames, and I do have to do this somewhat seriously. So no more... Well, you're still going to get the sarcastic quips, I'm afraid. Those are a package deal. But I will actually seriously attempt the romance route. So, you don't have to panic anymore. Let's get the show on the road. Let's call him Hero. The library is far more quiet than I would have expected at this time of night. The only sound is the gentle hum of the air conditioner. Whoa, that was too close. I blink my eyes wide open. Then I stifle a yawn as I stretch to wake myself up. Focus. Finals are just around the corner, so I can't afford to slack off. Glancing around me, I notice that I'm the only person left in the study cubicles. It is getting pretty late. I'll go back to the dorms as soon as I finish this last chapter. I flip through the book, only a few more pages to go. I can do this. Stealing my resolve, I refocus on my textbook. It fills me with determination. The words on the book blur together as my eyelids grow heavy. I fight to keep my eyes open, but my lids continue to droop. I'll just rest them for a second. Something jerks me awake, and my eyes blink open. A bright light illuminates the room, blinding me until all I can see is a stark whiteness. I throw my arms over my eyes to shield it from the light. After a few seconds pass, the light seems to dim, but it doesn't feel like the same fluorescent glow of the library bulbs. Carefully I unwind and bring my arm down, squinting at a pale blue sky. A mild breeze tussles my hair. Blades of grass tickle my neck as they wave in the wind. Where am I? I'm about to push myself up off the ground when something pops in view. A round blue blob with two dark eyes blinks at me.
Boy?
So yes, I'm not going to try to kill the pango at every opportunity, as much as I want to. It bobs slightly, like pudding. When it notices my stare, it opens its small mouth and takes a dainty bite of my nose. Hey! The creature's bite doesn't sting, but it feels like a cool splash of water. Before I can take another, I scramble to my feet. The creature tumbles off my head and falls to the ground. Once it lands, it shakes itself off with a gelatinous tremble, clearly unfazed. It hops onto my foot and opens its mouth again, but I quickly shake it off. It rolls off my foot into the dirt, then rights itself again. It pouts and continues to watch me, but doesn't attempt another bite. What is that thing? It cocks its head as if wondering the same thing about me. That's unsettling. I take in the scattering of trees around me. Their tall branches kiss the sky. There's a winding dirt trail which weaves through the trees. As I follow with my gaze, I see smoke billowing out of thatched roofs of a village in the far distance. Where am I? Last thing I remember is studying at the library. That's it. I must have fallen asleep and am now dreaming. I glance down at the blue creature. What? At my response, it leaps up. Whoa! I scramble away from it, and it lands back on the ground with a soft thud. That thing can jump pretty high. I need to be careful. What's your deal? It leaps again, and I again retreat. Stop that! I dodge as it jumps, then I begin to run. To my surprise, the blob keeps pace with a series of nimble bounces.
Boy!
Seriously, stay back! It musters up one long leap, and I turn around the corner of a sturdy tree to avoid it. I don't notice the other person until too late. We painfully collide, and I lose my balance before toppling over. Fortunately, my hands catch myself, protecting my fall. When I open my eyes, I see a woman. Her eyes are scrunched shut and her mouth is twisted in a grimace. Her long blonde hair is splayed out around her. As she lets out a small groan, she blinks open her eyes and fixes her gaze on me. Maybe she can give me some answers. Where am I?
Huh?
She still seems a bit dazed. Maybe I was being too vague. What are you doing here?
Looking for the...
She blinks away the confusion from her eyes as her voice trails off. Then she clears her throat.
Do you mind?
Yes. Oh. I push myself back up to my feet. She gingerly pushes herself off the ground and winces. Are you alright?
I'm okay. Boy?
The creature is right by my foot again. Are you serious? You're still here? The woman looks surprised.
Pongo!
Pongo? Jeez, all that Pokemon last night is making me see things.
Poke-a-man? Boy?
The Pongo bops up and down by my foot and nudges me with its head.
Aw, he's a cute one!
He?
Yeah, you can tell by the shape of his eyes.
Oh.
I think he wants you to hold him.
It's trying to eat me. I doubt that's what he wants. He tried to eat me earlier.
Oh, don't be silly. He's harmless.
The woman leans down and reaches for the Pongo, but he hops away from her.
You'll probably like this hand better.
She extends her other hand and offers the Pongo her gauntlet. He stares at it before turning away and hiding his face behind my leg.
Boy! A Pongo who refuses magic energy? Wait a minute. Are you a mage?
That's not a real occupation. I'm a student.
Of magic?
No, full-time post-secondary student. She seems confused.
You keep saying such strange things.
She holds up her gauntlet and a faint pale light glows. It pulses rhythmically. As she holds it closer to me, it quickens until the pulses almost look like one long pulse. She blinks in surprise.
Wait, this heightened energy activity, it's you?
She analyzes the magic swirly thing on her gauntlet.
I don't see a discharger on you. So then, how is it possible for you to have such a high magical energy reading? Are you carrying crystals?
Is this a sting operation? 'Cause if you're a cop, you have to tell me, right? No way, man, I'm clean.
Huh?
I don't do drugs. Her eyes narrow. She looks me over again.
Never mind. It doesn't look like you're carrying crystals. Or anything for that matter.
I don't know what's going on right now. I was in the library studying for finals, and somehow I woke up here.
So, are you from the Mage Academy?
Okay, I think I've dozed off long enough. Time to wake up now. She blinks in confusion.
You are awake.
No, this is a dream. She frowns.
I can assure you this is not a dream.
Alright, I believe you. Maybe she's right. Everything feels too real, even for a dream. I nod. So, if this place isn't a dream, then where are we? So in case you're wondering, I'm not going to beat the whole dream thing dead like Fuka did in Disgaea 4. You were spared that tormenting agony.
We're in Meadowhill.
Meadowhill? Where is that?
It's a part of the Kingdom of Havengard, of course.
Havengard? She looks at me like I'm crazy.
It's the largest of the 3 kingdoms. Actually, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from New York.
New York?
Yeah, you know, part of the USA.
USA. USA?
No, the United States of America.
The United States of what? Never mind that for now. If you don't have any crystals, and you don't have a discharger, have you casted recently?
I shake my head.
Then the amount of energy reading doesn't add up.
She rests her chin in her hand as she thinks. A A shiver runs through me as reality begins to set in. This really isn't a dream. Any ideas? She shakes her head.
Maybe the Mage Academy can provide answers.
Mage Academy? That's a start. Sounds good to me. How do I get there?
Oh, it's in the center of Illumia.
Where?
Illumia. You follow the path going north until you arrive at the crossroads. Then you head...
Her voice trails off as she noses my expression.
I'm actually heading back there now. You can come along if you want.
As I contemplate her offer, I look her over again. Can I trust her? Her posture is naturally straight and gives off an air of authority. She did mention she was out here on some sort of official investigation. Plus, she seems friendly enough. Besides, if I don't go with her, I'll be wandering around on my own. Chances of me finding this Mage Academy alone without running into any unsavory people are not promising. I can't risk that. I need to find a way back home. I nod. So, real quick, okay. Thanks. I'm Hero Light, by the way.
I'm Leanna. Leanna Dawn.
So we have a similar motif. Dawn Light, see? Nice to meet you. I held out my hand for her to shake, but she just stares at it. After keeping my hand out for a few seconds, I begin to feel awkward. Her expression changes to curiosity as she gingerly takes my hand. I grin broadly as I shake her hand firmly. She's a bit startled, but when her gaze meets, she matches my smile.
It's nice to meet you too.
I look at her questioningly and she continues to shake my hand. She slips her hand away and blushes.
Shall we get going then?
Ready when you are. Leanna nods and brings us back onto the path. Then she walks in the direction of the village. The pango follows us, staying a step behind. We trailed for quite some time together. It's been pretty silent. Wonder if I should say something. So, why are you here? So, not that I'm complaining, but what exactly were you doing out in the field?
The field?
Where you found me?
Oh, there have been rumors of high energy readings around Meadow Hill, so I was sent to investigate. I had already checked out the surrounding area, and there'd been no clear source for all that excess energy until today.
When you met me. She nods. I hadn't been in the field for very long before you found me, though.
You might be a byproduct of whatever created the energy spike in the first place.
What do you think that was?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen readings of that level before. The Mage Academy should be able to help explain.
I wonder what it takes to become a mage. So, besides magic, what else does the Mage Academy teach?
Oh, all the basics. How to use a manipulator, how to control your energy, the many usages and differences between crystals and spheres.
Got it. I nod. This place is kind of funky and weird, but doesn't seem too fundamentally different from back home. I think I'm starting to understand how things work. Conversation lulls to a close. Ask about the gauntlet. Not seeming too suspicious, I try to get a better look at her gauntlet. What was that thing she was doing with it earlier? Leanna notices my staring and shifts uncomfortably.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just curious about your gauntlet.
Oh, my manipulator?
Sure.
All mages have a manipulator. It's how we use energy to interact with the elements around us.
Wait, you mean you can cast spells?
I suppose that's one way to phrase it.
Whoa, can you show me something cool?
Like what?
Cast Magic Missile. Can you cast Magic Missile in the darkness? She furrows her brows.
That's not possible.
I look at her straight in the eyes. You're right. She's very clearly confused by my response and at a loss for words. And we'll do the damn pango. I glance behind us again. Just as expected, the pango hops along. So, Pongo's still following us. Leanna glances back and grins.
That's not too surprising.
Why not?
Pongos are attracted to magical energy. That's why it was so strange that it showed no interest in my manipulator.
It's still following us, though.
It's following you. My readings showed you're full of magical energy. As far as the Pongo is concerned, you're a buffet.
Well, lots of people say I'm full of something, it's just not magical energy. Huh. As I think over what Leanna said, I look at the Pongo one more time. This time, he looks right back at me, and his eyes crinkle as he splits into a huge grin. He leaps up into the air and reaches the height of my waist. Whoa. He jumped high again. Leanna giggles.
I think he's tired of hopping.
Too bad. I shrug. I'm not forcing him to follow us.
I know, but he's not going to leave. Not when he's found such an abundance of energy in one place. It's like how a moth is attracted to a light, he just can't help himself.
Then he can keep on hopping. Leanna's gaze softens as she watches the pango.
Poor guy must be really exerting himself to keep up.
I look back at him and he looks expectantly at me.
Poi.
When I show no intention of carrying him, the pango lowers his eyes dejectedly and seems to fold into himself. I have a heart of steel. Nice try, but that kind of stuff doesn't work on me. His little voice wavers. Leanna gives me a glance I can't read. Is she disappointed in me? Then she refocuses on the pango.
Are you tired, little Pongo?
The pango pauses, then shakes himself off, and a determination returns to his voice.
Poi. Are you sure you're okay?
He jumps a step closer.
Poi.
Alright, let's get moving. Leanna nods and we keep going. Occasionally I catch her sneaking glances back at the pango. I listen for the sounds of wildlife as we continue walking. I can hear the usual song of birds and faint whoosh of wings flapping in the air. Occasionally there's a rustle amid the trees, and I even swat at the bugs buzzing around my eyes. It all feels very familiar, reminding me of home. Leanna clears her throat.
So, you're from USA?
USA, but yeah.
Which kingdom is that in?
How should I phrase this? In the kingdom of North America. She frowns and scratches her neck.
I'm a little ashamed to say I'm not familiar with that place. Where is it?
On Earth.
Earth?
Okay, time to take a different approach. Let me see if I can explain. Alright, tell me, where are we right now?
In Meadow Hill.
And where is that?
In the kingdom of Havengard.
And where is Havengard?
In the land of Asaria.
And what is that a part of?
Terra, of course.
Okay, so Terra is my Earth. She pauses as my words sink in. Then she gasps.
Wait, are you not from Terra?
From what I've heard so far, I am not. She looks concerned.
How did you get here?
That's what I'm hoping the Mage Academy can tell me.
Right, but I mean, how did you come to Meadow Hill specifically? Do you remember anything before you were in the field?
I think back. I was studying in the library and I'd been extra tired because that's the same day I have my evening class. And I still remember everything about me and my past. Yeah, so clearly I'm not the amnesiac type of hero. Thank God.
Well, at least we know you don't have amnesia.
I nod. She lapses back into silence, looking thoughtful. I have a lot to think about myself. My head is swimming with everything I've learned so far. Although there are some similarities between Terra and Earth, I've only scratched the surface on all the differences. I really hope the Mage Academy can help explain what's going on, and more importantly, how I can get back home. I look back and see the Pongo face planted on the ground. Pongo, what happened? It rolls back upright and looks away.
Poi.
Leanna grins.
Were you trying to eat and hop at the same time? Poi.
Is that embarrassment I sense? Leanna can't hold back her giggles any longer, and her laughter makes me chuckle.
Poi.
The Pongo huffs and pouts.
I'm sorry. We weren't laughing at you.
We were laughing with you.
Poi.
As the Pongo shakes the dirt off himself, Leanna and I resume walking. The sun dips in the sky and bathes the tips of the trees in a soft glow. My feet ache in protest with each step I take, and my legs are tight from all the walking. Finally we come upon the perimeter of the village. Leanna grins as she leads me through the gates.
Here we are, Meadow Hill Village.
I take the time to catch my breath and discreetly rest my burning muscles. Leanna hardly seems affected by the long trek. How is this? We're here! I pull my arms into a stretch. That was quite the journey. Leanna masks a chuckle.
A journey?
I nod. This time she can't quite hold back her laugh.
Let's continue. We can rest at the inn tonight.
As she resumes walking, I ignore my screaming legs and follow her. The village is still bustling with people even at this time of day. I suppose they're getting their last errands before nightfall. For the most part, everyone seems to focus on their own tasks. They barely glance at Leanna, but when their gazes are drawn to me, they don't look away. In fact, their steps slow and they crane their necks as we pass. Now I know how an animal feels at the zoo. Leanna overhears my mutterings and watches the people around us.
It's your clothes. They're very peculiar.
What I'm wearing is normal where I'm from. Even though the stairs are directed at me, Leanna seems equally uncomfortable.
Okay, new plan. Let's stop by the shops before they close. We don't need to draw attention to ourselves.
I instinctively pat my back pocket where I keep my wallet. I doubt they'll accept card here, or dollars. I don't have any money.
That's okay. I'll take care of it.
That's really generous of you. Thank you, I really appreciate it.
It's understandable given your circumstances.
I'll pay you back once I can. Leanna smiles and nods. Leanna changes directions and leads me towards an adjacent street. There are rows of quaint shops lining both sides of the road. I read the signs as we walk by. Edward's Apothecary, Blackstone Forge, Dragonscale Armory. Huh.
What is it?
I was just thinking how convenient it is that everything's in English here.
English?
I should have expected the question based on how our previous conversations have gone, but I'm still a little taken aback. It's what we're speaking now.
We're speaking common.
What? Leanna pauses in front of a shop and peers inside. Satisfied, she motions for me to follow.
Never mind. Come on in. We're here.
I step into the shop and the first thing I notice is the overpoweringly musty smell of leather. It's not surprising considering the walls are lined with different types of leatherware. A small elderly man emerges from the back. A pair of round glasses sits on his nose as an apron hangs around his neck.
Welcome. Please, take a look around.
His smile falters when he notices me. Leanna clears her throat.
We're looking for a new wardrobe for my friend here.
Aw, she thinks I'm a friend.
Yes, of course.
The shopkeeper blinks back to reality and resumes his pitch.
Well, you've come to the right place. We tan our hides and stitch the pieces ourselves. You won't find any finer quality than here.
So, real quick, if you don't know about the whole tanning process for hides, if I'm not mistaken, that involved mercury, so a lot of the tanners would go mad as hatters, so to speak. Basically, I won't go into a lot of detail about the process, it's just, if he's doing that here, you would probably have mercury fumes rather than leather odor. Leanna smiles politely and strolls towards the selections. I check out two seemingly identical leather vests, both of which are marked at different prices. I really can't see a difference between the two. Maybe they boost different stats. Hey, Leanna? She turns around. Which one of these will increase my intelligence? She raises an eyebrow and nods. Then she picks out a random shirt.
This one does.
Really? Leanna giggles. Did she just troll me? I guess I kinda deserved it. Very funny. So, none of these raise any stats. Leanna gives me a weird look.
Do your clothes where you come from raise stats?
Yes, don't yours? Only if you consider cool points to be a stat. She looks just as confused as before. Never mind. She smiles as we continue perusing. One by one, Leanna and I pick out my new outfit. Once all the pieces have been chosen, she goes to haggle with the shopkeeper. I tune out of their discussion and walk to the people passing by. So hopefully she's a lot more merciful than Hagana was. Their clothing are simple in design, meant to be more functional than aesthetic. To my surprise, everybody walks around armed. This village doesn't seem dangerous, but looks can be deceiving.
Why don't you get changed now? There's a space in the back to give you some privacy.
I nod and take the clothes from her. Once I've ensured privacy, I quickly get changed. Luckily, these clothes have pockets I can just transfer everything over. I palm my wallet, deck of cards, and loose change. Next is my phone. I try to turn it on just to see if it'll work, but it doesn't react. Battery must be dead. Get the feeling they don't have wall chargers here. Shrugging it off, I slip my phone into my pocket too. When I emerge, Leanna gives me a once-over. How do I look? She grins and nods in satisfaction.
Wow, look at you. Just like a native. This look suits you.
I match her grin. Thanks.
Let's go find the inn now.
She heads out of the shop and I follow her. Actually, maybe we can stop by the armory. She pauses and looks curiously at me.
Armory? You want to get a weapon?
Her question is careful, cautious. The goal is to blend in, right? It's weird that a person wearing leather armor is traveling unarmed. I look like a hostage or something.
You do have a point. Plus, it could come in handy.
Why do I not like the sound of that?
Do you know how to use a weapon?
Again, although her voice holds no hostility, I can sense her caution. I practice kendo competitively. She blinks. It's a type of sword fighting where I come from.
I see.
Leanna falls silent as she gazes out into the street. After an extended pause, she nods. We head to the forge, where rows of blades ranging from longswords to short daggers hang from the wall. So now that I think about it, did they really have pret-a-porter clothes in this time period? Because I thought those were more like a post-industrial revolution thing. So basically if you went to a tailor or something, they'd have it custom made to a degree, not lying on shelves or anything. Weapons, of course, were a little bit different. Those... yeah. Unless you want something really customized, should have spares lying around. All the blades look fairly plain, but the steel edges glint dangerously amidst the warm glow of the forge. Unlike the previous shopkeeper, the metalsmith ignores us as he pounds out a red-hot blade. Sparks jump into the clanging metal, reminding me of fireflies. Leanna lets me browse the swords. I reach for one that catches my eyes. As I gently remove it from the shelf, I miscalculate its weight and drop it. The steel scratches the ground with a sharp screech. The metalsmith pauses in his work to glower a warning. Leanna looks on in shock.
Careful!
I quickly right the sword back up and grip it tightly. Leanna now watches me with intrigue.
Is this the first time you've held a sword?
Just a minor miscalculation, I got it. Shaking my head, I take a practice swing with the sword and it glides gracefully in the air. Leanna looks impressed.
Was that a move from your kendo?
I nod.
Not bad.
I swing again and the movement flows naturally. As the sword cuts through the air with a sharp thwing, I can't help but admire how smoothly it slices. This is high-quality craftsmanship. Let's go with this one. As before, Leanna discusses with the shopkeeper. When she returns, I strap the sword to my belt. So we're kind of embracing the whole gigolo thing here, I guess. We make one more stop together to gather supplies for our travel. By the time we're finished, the sun is set and darkness blankets the sky. The town is aglow with soft lights. Yeah, that's not right. It should either be as soft lights or glinting. One of those two. The town is aglow as soft lights glint from within houses and lampposts on the... Yeah, I'm trying to make sense of, does this actually influence what preposition or gerund to use? So it should be glinting. The town is aglow with soft lights glinting from within houses and the lampposts on the streets. As we pass by a lamppost, I peek inside and see a small crystal shining brilliantly. Using the lights to guide us, we find the inn. I take a seat at one of the crude tables while Leanna talks to the innkeeper behind the bar. There are a scattering of other patrons, mostly men who sit alone, nursing a tankard of what I assume to be ale. I stifle a yawn. Now that I've had a chance to sit down, I feel the full weight of my fatigue. Luckily, Leanna returns and hands me a key.
This is your room for the night. It's right next to mine.
Thanks. She nods.
They should be coming out with our dinner soon. Then we should get to sleep. We have an early start tomorrow.
My stomach grumbles in anticipation. Sorry. Leanna smiles as she sits in the empty stool next to mine. Our meals arrive and I stare at the bowl before me. It's a goopy, thick stew and looks about as appetizing as dog food, but it smells pretty good. What is this?
It's stew.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. What kind of stew?
Rabbit.
A brief image of a cute fluffy bunny flashes across my eyes.
Is something wrong?
I only eat non-GMO, all-natural, vegan, certified, gluten-free, 100% whole grains, no trans fat, grass-fed, no preservative, organic pasture meals. So I'm trying to figure out how exactly that makes sense, but sure, we'll go with nope, all good. Thumper had it coming. I'm all about trying new foods. Nothing's wrong. This is fine, thanks. I take a tentative bite of my stew.
How is it?
Amazing. This is even better than I expected. Leanna grins as she digs in. I finish eating and Leanna cleans her bowl. Then the two of us head upstairs. She pauses in front of her room and I stop in front of mine. Good night.
Good night.
I'm about to enter my room when I hear a small voice.
Boy?
Looking down, I see the Pongo back at my feet. Now that I think about it, ever since we entered the village, he's been awfully silent. Have you been following us the whole time, or did you lose us and find us again? The Pongo blinks twice and bounces.
Boy. Pongos aren't exactly welcomed everywhere.
Why is that?
Well, they absorb the energy around them, including crystals which are used to light lampposts, or other similar items.
Ah, I can see how that would be bad.
I think this guy knew to stay out of sight once we came in here.
So you're saying he's too smart for his own good? What if someone sees him here?
As long as he doesn't stray too close to a crystal, he'll be fine. People only make a fuss when it looks like their crystal might be drained.
Got it. She reaches towards the Pongo.
Do you want to sleep with me tonight?
Boy.
The Pongo snuggles against my leg. Leanna sighs.
I thought as much.
She opens her door and flashes me one last smile.
Sleep well.
She disappears into her room. I open my door and step through. The Pongo perks up.
Boy.
Fine. I step away from the door and the Pongo hops in. As I close the door behind him, he continues to hop around the room as if inspecting it. Yawning widely, I collapse onto the bed. The Pongo continues to circle the room. Are you looking for a good place to sleep?
Boy.
He suddenly leaps up and lands on my bed. Then he bounces to the foot of the bed and wiggles himself in a cozy nest by creating a small crater on top of the blanket. I can't help but grin at the little guy. Good night, Pongo.
Boy.
I roll over in bed and it's not long before I'm fast asleep.